We want to solve the polynomial equation by factoring. We have 6x to the fourth minus 6x to the third minus 252x to the second. Remember, the first step in factoring is to factor out the greatest common factor. Notice that each of these terms contains two factors of x, and it would also be nice if 6 was a common factor of these three terms. It's obviously a factor of the first two terms. Let's see if 6 divides evenly into 252. Well, there are 4 6's in 25. 4 times 6 is 24. And there are 2 6's in 12. So 6 does divide evenly into 252. So the greatest common factor is going to be 6x squared. And just to show this, we can write 6x to the fourth as 6x to the second times x to the second, minus we can write 6x to the third as 6x to the second times x, and we can write 252x to the second as 6x to the second times 42. So written this way, it's much easier to see that if we factor out 6x squared from each term, we're going to be left with x squared minus x minus 42. And now looking at the trinomial factor here, since we have a leading coefficient of 1, it's going to be much easier to factor. So we still have this extra factor of 6x squared, and then if there's trinomial factors, it'll factor into two binomial factors, where the first terms in these factors must come from the factors of x squared, which would be x and x. And the second terms must come from the factors of negative 42 that add to negative 1. Well, that would be negative 7 times 6, that's equal to negative 42, and the sum is equal to negative 1. So that means one factor would be x minus 7, and one factor would be x plus 6. And now that we have a product equal to 0, we can use the zero product property to solve this equation. Either the first factor of 6x squared would equal 0, or the second factor of x minus 7 would equal 0, or the third factor of x plus 6 would equal 0. Solving this equation for x, we would divide both sides by 6. This would give us x squared equals 0. If we wanted to, we could square root both sides of the equation. So we have x equals 0. Here we would add 7 to both sides, giving us a solution of x equals 7. The last equation, we would subtract 6 on both sides, giving us a solution of negative 6. So we have three solutions to this polynomial equation. We can say that the solution of x equals 0 would have a multiplicity of 2, since there are two factors of x in x squared. Or we could also say it's a double root or double 0. I hope you found this helpful.